Hey, welcome back to another one. So, as most of you know, I'm here in Medellin, Colombia. Today, I want to talk about a comment I just got on my last video, specifically talking about safety. This is from Hyun Sung Ko. What's up, Hyun Sung? It's a long comment. I'll just give you the quick version. Hey Dan, hope you're enjoying your time in Colombia. So he says, I've been to Mexico, places like Mexico City, Tijuana, Oaxaca, Puebla. So I have a pretty good idea of how to be safe in Latin America. However, as you know, more and more content of people being robbed at knife/gunpoint in Colombia is being posted. Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't actually know that there'd been much content about that. I have one friend named Tah, and Tah made a video about her experience. She had a few bad encounters in Colombia. I won't tell you everything that happened, but if you want to hear some first-hand knowledge of someone who had some unfortunate things happen in Colombia, I'll put a link to Tah's video down below. But anyway, the comment keeps going. I never felt unsafe in Mexico. I'm planning on bringing a pretty old cruddy phone and leaving most valuables in my hotel/hostel, carrying no more than $50 at all times. Would you still say to prospective travelers to stay away? Or with the right precautions, you can still have an enjoyable time? Thanks for any help you can provide. So first of all, thanks for the thoughtful comment, and I think you're in a pretty good position to travel Colombia. I mean, you mentioned these places you've been to before. I haven't been to Tijuana, but I hear that Tijuana also has a side that can be rough, you know, potentially more pickpockets and stuff like that. Mexico City, Mexico City is interesting. When I first went there in 2017, I felt like it definitely has an edge to it. Every time I go back, it feels a little bit more, I don't know if gentrified is the right word, but it just feels a little bit more calm, especially if you're staying in places like Roma and Condesa. You're never going to really... Okay, I shouldn't exaggerate because I do know a couple people who have been robbed in that area, but it's just... Like my test as a filmmaker is, do I feel comfortable during the day just walking around with my camera set up like just around my neck? And I feel fine doing that in a lot of parts of Mexico City. Just with a bit of situational awareness, not showing it in crowded places like the metro. But in Medellin, things feel a bit different. I'm not gonna lie. For me to go out with my camera in Medellin, it's like a whole, I need to like psych myself up. I need to be in a certain mentality. I need to be like, I'm gonna get my shot, and I'm gonna put it in my bag, and I'm gonna be very aware of the area I'm in. I'm not gonna do it in any streets that I'm not very familiar with. And that surprised me, because when I first came here, I thought that the comfort level would be about the same as Mexico City. I thought, okay, I've been to a major Latin American city before. Medellin will be about the same. But to set some context, at the place I'm staying right now, 2 people I know have had their phone stolen recently, quite recently. And it's interesting when you research a city. Like when I researched Medellin, people just tell you to have the same kind of situational awareness you would in any big city. But maybe a lot of that advice was coming pre-pandemic, and maybe things have changed a bit since then, because the impression I get is there's a lot of desperate people out there, and there's a lot of attention you get as a foreigner. And I'm not saying all that attention is bad. I'm not saying like there's no good people here, because there are. Like my favorite lunch spot, like I've been there 3 or 4 times, and now the guy who works there, he always gives me a fist bump. He always asks me how I'm doing, how I'm enjoying Colombia. So some of the attention is good, but some of the attention makes you feel uneasy. But I think the precautions you talked about are good ideas. Just traveling with a phone that, if it got stolen, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Like it would, it sucks, but it's not the end of everything. Hey Nathan, you want to share your wisdom? So everyone, this is Nathan.
Hi.
How long have you been living in Medellin?
10 months this time.
10 months this time.
Yeah, but like in total about 3 years.
Oh, I didn't know it was that long. So you're pretty experienced at this.
Yeah,
point.
like on and off. I've been assaulted and.
You've been assaulted.
Yeah, a guy hit me in the face, and tried to take my wallet at like 2 a.m. in the morning.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Was it prompted by something, or was it like kind of out of the blue?
I knew the guy from before. It was this. We call him the Brofist guy, and it was in this small little town nearby. And he would always come up to me and my friend and he would bro fist us. We thought it was really friendly, and I got kind of used to the guy. He was always walking around the city like he'd have candies, and then he'd put the candies like on your table, like where you were eating. And if you took the candy, then he'd ask for money. Like, and so yeah, I probably bro fisted him like 100 times. And then one night I was in the park at 2 a.m. and I was just sitting there like chilling, and he just like he sat down next to me. I think he asked for money, and I said like, necesito traer un algo diferente. You need to try something different. And so he left, and then he came back, and when he came back, he sat down next to me again, and then I woke up on the ground. My face was all bloody.
So that was his way of trying something different.
Apparently so.
Let's leave aside for a moment the 2 a.m. park situations. What about someone who is just visiting Colombia and they are just like walking down the street, exploring by foot? Do you have any advice for like how not to lose their phone or like any?
There's a few things that you want to do. One of the big things, especially if you're coming from the United States, is you want to get, okay, this is a step back, but you want to get Google Fi, which allows you to like have roaming like anywhere. And then if you bring some backup SIM cards, if you lose your phone, you can throw the SIM card in there and get service again. So that's pretty important. Another one is like don't walk around with your like expensive iPhone, because like you want to have a really shitty phone like this. It's held together with duct tape.
We get a close up of that. That's
actually,
pretty. It's literally like okay. That's
this is the type of phone that you want if you're walking around.
This is how you're doing after 3 years in Colombia. That's the real deal right there.
I like this. I have a lot of memories with this phone.
Someone tries to steal that, they're like, oh man, just keep it.
Well,
Like,
they won't do that. They'll still steal it. But you want to get a burner phone. Whenever something bad happens to you, it's usually a surprise.
Yeah.
Whenever something bad has happened to me, it's like, oh, I didn't expect it to come from this angle.
I don't know if you agree with this, but there's also things you can do that make you look like slightly less like a foreigner who just arrived.
Yeah.
For example, Colombians mostly wear pants. They don't really wear shorts.
Yeah.
So if you're in a warmer city and you're wearing shorts or like flip-flops and like a backwards hat or something, like they're gonna be like, this American just arrived, like this is our guy.
You get some blue jeans, t-shirt, and like a face mask, and you're more or less good to go.
Okay.
If you're wearing like flip-flops, and just like you said, like shorts, then you're a target.
You've been here longer than me. Do you still recommend Colombia despite everything you're saying?
I wouldn't be here if I didn't recommend it.
Yeah. Because I don't want to focus too much on the negative, because it is a great country as well, right?
It's like, I mean, there's a lot of really great things here.
Yeah.
I guess once, something negative happens to you, you have this space in your mind that kind of appears, and then you have a slightly different set of habits.
Yeah.
And so if someone asks me, it's like, oh, I can tell them, like, oh, I do this and this and this.
Yeah.
But like I was telling you the other day, like if you're in the United States, you still get scammed or you still get robbed. They just rob you in a different way, like your Comcast bill or AT&T, something like that. You still get robbed.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so you just got to be careful.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Juan Carlos, can you ask in Spanish if he thinks Medellin is safe for foreigners?
¿Tú piensas que Medellin está seguro para gringos?
Por eso, la seguridad es buena siempre y cuando no muestren mucho lo que tienen, porque si tú llegas a cualquier parte mostrando que tienes dólares o que tienes una cadena de oro, ¿sí me entiendes? Eso atrae mucho a los ladrones. Y también depende del lugar donde se metan a la fiesta. Hay lugares que son muy seguros, como hay lugares que no son seguros y no te los recomiendo.
¿Qué es más seguro por un turista?
Seguros por acá, puede ser seguro para los turistas, puede ser Parque Lleras, Poblado, la 70, la 33, son lugares seguros.
Muy bien, gracias Juan Carlos. Gracias.
Bien, my friend.
Oh,
Had to talk about your experience. You want to be in? As a female traveler, solo female, right?
Yes.
Traveling here, what's your impression of Medellin? Or any advice to share?
Okay. I'm Stephanie from Berlin, Germany, and I'm traveling through Colombia on my own. And as a female traveler, I cannot recommend walking. I'm afraid to walk down the street in the darkness. Already when it's in the daytime, I get catcalled a lot. And actually, the first thing someone said to me when I just landed in Bogota was, take care of your phone, it will get stolen.
That was like a stranger that said that.
Yeah, it was a strange woman I have never seen before, and that was the first thing someone said to me in Colombia.
But still, you're here, you're enjoying it, or
I'm
it's made it a bad experience?
I've been good so far, so nothing bad happened yet, besides catcalling. And yeah, I hope it stays like that.
Cool. Thanks for sharing. And how are the parties? Because I know you're both party girls.
Am I?
I don't know. You're always out.
The parties are good. Like in El Poblado, there's so much party, so much going on. A lot of people.
It's been fun. It's been really fun. Partying here in Medellin is great. It's awesome.
Cool. Thanks. Nathan, you've been enjoying the parties as well, huh?
Yes, enjoyed enough. I'd say that the biggest thing to take away is that if it were too dangerous, then there wouldn't be other foreigners here, or like people who stayed here.
Yeah.
But there are people here.
There's a risk, but it's worth it.
Yeah,
In the
yeah.
end, it's worth it.
Just having a spare phone.
So that's it. Safety in Medellin, Colombia. We got a few different perspectives here. We got me as a relatively new traveler. We got Nathan, who's been living here for a long time. We got the Colombian perspective, the female perspective. I think altogether, at least I hope this can be useful for anyone who wants to travel here. It's it's a difficult topic because on the one hand, I try to stay optimistic. I don't want to discourage anyone from traveling anywhere. But certain cities, there is like a real security risk. And unfortunately, Medellin is one of them. It's a place where there's a lot of pickpockets. I know people it's happened to, and you just gotta have precaution when you go to places like this. So I hope this can be helpful. If you have any additional tips or questions, leave them in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you next time.